When you are in a sickle cell crisis, your body is already in pain. But sometimes the words people say make it worse, not because they are trying to hurt you, but because they don't understand what this actually feels like. Today, I'm going to show you 6 things people say that sound helpful, but actually land like a wound, and what we really need instead. And if you've lived this, you are going to recognize these immediately. Number one, but you don't look sick. You've been down for days. You finally get up, get dressed, show up, and someone says, but you don't look sick. And something inside you just goes quiet. Because now you have to prove your pain while you are already in it. What they don't see is everything happening underneath: the crisis in your joints, the pain in your chest, the exhaustion sitting in your bones. Sickle cell pain is invisible, and being invisible in your pain is one of the loneliest places to be. Number two, just pray more, have more faith. This one cuts deep because many of us are already praying, crying out to God night after night. And when someone says this, it doesn't feel like encouragement, it feels like pressure. Now, your suffering isn't just physical, it becomes spiritual pressure. Like if you just had more faith, this wouldn't be happening. But that's not what we see in scripture. Paul prayed 3 times for his pain to be removed, and it wasn't. That wasn't a lack of faith, that was a different kind of answer. Number three, have you tried this? I know someone who did and got better. You've tried more than people know: doctors, diets, research, medications. So when someone offers a solution, it can sound like help, but it lands like this: you haven't done enough yet. And that's not true. Sickle cell is genetic. This is not something that you caused, and it's not something you failed to fix. Number four, I know someone with sickle cell and they are fine. Sickle cell doesn't look the same in everybody. Some people have different types, different levels of pain, different complications. So when someone compares your experience, it minimizes your reality. Your pain is real, even if someone else's story looks different. Number five, God doesn't give you more than you can handle. This sounds comforting, but in a crisis, it can feel heavy because it makes it sound like God measured your pain and decided that this was acceptable, that this is something you're supposed to carry. But scripture doesn't say that. It says that we are pressed but not abandoned. God doesn't stand over your pain, He meets you inside of it. Number six, everything happens for a reason. Maybe it does, but in the middle of a crisis, the reason doesn't help. What helps is presence. Someone staying, someone not trying to explain it away. Because sometimes the most healing thing is not understanding why, it's knowing that you are not alone. So here's what we actually need. Let me show you what actually helps us. We need to be believed. 3 words: I believe you. That changes everything because pain that isn't believed feels heavier. Jesus didn't question people's suffering, He met them in it. And that's what we need: not proof, not validation tests, just I believe you. We need presence, not solutions. Job's friends got one thing right. They sat with him in silence for 7 days. That was the most powerful thing they did. Not trying to fix it, not trying to explain it, just staying. Sometimes the most healing thing is someone sitting in the fire with you and not trying to pull you out of the fire with their words. We need permission to not be strong. Somewhere along the way, people saw your strength and assumed that you were okay. But strength can look like survival. Elijah collapsed under exhaustion and God didn't correct him. He gave him rest, food, water, space. You don't have to be strong right now. That's what many of us need to hear. We need scripture that sees us, not scripture that pressures us. Sometimes scripture gets used like a formula. If you believe enough, if you pray enough. If I had a dime for every time that someone said that to me, I would be very rich by now. And when healing doesn't come, it starts to feel like failure. But God is not only present when bodies are healed, He is present in the hospital room at 3 a.m. in the pain. You are not unseen in this. We need space to be honest. You don't have to filter your pain. You don't have to make it sound easier so that people can feel comfortable. You are allowed to say, this is hard. This hurts. I don't have strength today. You are not being difficult. You are not being too much. You are carrying something most people will never have to understand. If you've heard these things, you are not alone. And I want to say this very clearly. The fact that you are still here, still showing up, still holding on, that matters. But you don't have to perform strength. You don't have to explain your pain with a smile. God is not asking you to be stronger than this. He sees you, not at your best, not when you're holding it together, but right here. And to those who love someone with sickle cell, you don't have to fix it. You can't. But you can stay. You can listen. You can ask, what do you need right now? That question changes everything. If you've ever heard one of these, just comment, I felt that. You don't have to explain your story. And if there's someone in your life who loves you but doesn't understand, send this to them. Let this video say what's been hard for you to explain. And if you want something deeper, I made another video called What Sickle Cell Disease Patients Actually Need from the People Who Love Them. It's linked right here. That one goes beyond what not to say and shows what real support actually looks like. I'll see you in my next video.